correlations. So when I was homeless, I'll go to the camp. It's over by 555 Street by the police station, right? It's over there on the bridge going to or to South Salem. I look rough right now, but anyways, going to South Salem, right? Uh, Anyways, I just got a little channel message of the food tonight was served to portray takeout, but it looked homemade. And then it came with a bag of fortune cookies from Panda Express. That was not Panda Express. I ate Panda Express before. I used to eat Panda Express on the weekly with my mom. My mom's breaking out, and she doesn't trust the people here, right? For a good reason, etc. So first off, the deceitfulness of serving a meal and portraying it's takeout is suspicious. Secondly, why would you portray it's takeout if it wasn't takeout from Panda Express? Unless you had an ulterior motive. But anyways, back to the correlations of what I was originally speaking. It looks suspicious on the food part. That's all I'm saying. Because they're portraying takeout and it's not takeout. I used to eat Panda Express every week with my mom. And then I ate it anyways, and they have a bag full of Panda Express cookies, but it's not Panda Express. But anyways, unless it's really overcooked Panda Express, but usually it's really steamy and crunchy vegetables, right? I used to eat over there every week with my mom. But anyways, Mom said that she got back here and she started feeling sick and feeling weird. And started feeling the energies around, right? And it was the junkies. So I had a prophecy of a prophetic word to elaborate these things of the people here before I came here. I went down to the camp. I would hang out with my Aunt Irma, right? Pete, Islander Pete, Cesar Pena. We'll go down there. That's who I knew, who I kind of knew. They weren't like my friends, buddy, but they were people I knew who did bad things and I can get high with or whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever, hang out with. All right? They weren't trustworthy friends or associates, but they were nonetheless down there. And I went down there, hung out with my aunt, stuff a couple times, and blah, 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 chilled. You know what I mean? Cesar had hooked me up with drugs that was laced. And Pete had a pipe, I think had laced drugs in it too. They were smoking roofies or pills that make you non-coherent. I started blacking out in the chair, leaning to the side, and I feel frequencies and energies too, adding to it. Then I fucking come back to it and I leave. My mom comes and picks me up, whatever. So they roofied me, but I asked, to get high, whatever, and they roofied me down there. But anyways, they're used to smoking the roofie stuff. They serve the roofie stuff, along with the white boys in the black sweaters around here, on this neighborhood, this neighbor right here, and then the other guy over here. I don't know. I haven't got his drugs yet, but the little girl that went to his house tried to smoke with me at 8-Ball, and I just sat there on the side. There's a guy in here with glasses. He passed by me. He's like, "Oh, you smell good." Da, 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 da. That same night, there was a little girl with an adult over there and a little kid talking about they want to smoke an 8-Ball with me. But anyways, I didn't even bush. And then they shook the bushes acting like a rapist. The little girls are really stalking me wildin'. But anyways, uh, I was back to the thing is that the correlations of the camp. I didn't know who the leprechaun was at the time. I figured out his name is Jason. So I was at the camp. This is before I even moved here. This doesn't have nothing to do with here right now. His name was Jason. I was sitting up at the top of the camp, but another time I went to go visit Irma. I was with my sister chilling, just visiting my aunt, etc. Another time I went over there, I was just by myself with my aunt, right? My aunt Irma. And I was sitting at the top of the camp, right in the entrance. There's a tree right there, and there was a couple of tents. My aunt's tent was right there, my tent, but I didn't even go sleep over there. I just gave them my tent. And then I was sitting in the chair the whole time, besides when I go down to pee, or I went down to talk to Cesar, who was deeper in the camp. When I went over there, Cesar got paranoid because I always call out the roofies. So I went to go buy... or I went down there and he broke a pipe inside the tent. Every time you hear a pipe break like that, they're roofing people. And then I go back up. I think I buy a sack from him, like $5 a sack or whatever. And then it was good because he wanted to make sure it was good, right? It might be two different occasions, but I'm kind of remembering it like this. I buy a $5 sack from him. He makes sure it's good, right? He makes sure it's good because he didn't want to get caught for roofing. Because I always call it out. I always call it out all the time. And then he broke the pipe inside the big old gray tent. I felt like someone was hiding in the tent. And I smoke or whatever. Flacco was right there. Scotty came down, whatever. That was one time. Then I went up to the top. That was a different time. But these are kind of mixed together. And then I went up to the top and chilled. But anyways, the next time I went down there, he broke the pipe. That was the time he broke the pipe inside the gray tent. He went straight to the big old gray tent. It's a big one. It's like a little canopy. And he broke the pipe as soon as I got there because he gets paranoid. He didn't want to get caught with a pipe. And Pete recently told me, don't ever put water in your pipe. Or you know what I mean? Trying to warn me so you can have that proof that they try to roofie you or whatever. But I don't really give a fuck because I don't roofie. I don't do none of that. But anyways, so he breaks the pipe in there. I go up to the Irma's, chill by Irma's. She's right at the edge by the street. And this is by the bridge going over to South Salem, right? The little camp right there. I'm sitting right at the top. You can see me through the bushes from the neighbor's house. And I'm sitting there most of the time just talking to my Aunt Irma, chilling, right? She tells me there's a false virgin down there. Right after he breaks the pipe, I start channeling Lucifer. I start channeling Hades and a couple other spirits. And I start scaring the fuck out of Cesar Pena. And these fools are sending frequencies to him and fucking with his brain. So he comes out, he's like, so what if I'm a pedophile? And Irma already warned me of a false virgin. So I think there was a virgin down there. Or, I mean, a fucking girl down there, which Brando supposedly talked about. But I don't believe half the shit he says on the frequencies. Then I'm sitting up there. He said, yeah, and Cesar Pena said he also set me up for like hitting him in the head with a stick or something. And I'm pacifist and I'm abstinent before the Lord in vows that I'm already absolved of, but continue so in integrity. Anyone I have sex with, most of the time, has to be a 3-month dating period with me. I'm 10 years abstinent all the way up as soon as 2026 hits. I'm full 10 years, the only begotten son of abstinence. 10 years. But anyways, and then she warned me, my Aunt Irma warned me there's a false virgin. She didn't say much more than that. She just said there's a false virgin. But I seen Cesar break a pipe real quick so he can hide the evidence. And then, because he is roofing the girl most likely. And then I'm sitting up top. I see Jason, leprechaun, call me a pedophile. And I'm looking at him just like this, just chilling, thinking. Kind of paranoid, kind of not. I was just a little high. And so it looked like he tried to set me up. Then I see two skinny girls carrying two chests, which I now realize it was a girl kicking it back here with short hair, which I think is like her daughter. And then I see Cheyenne walking over to the camp, probably coming from Mandy's house. Mandy's cool. I like Mandy. We used to go to the family church with Mandy. She would hook me up with food and all types of stuff. So it looked like Jason and Leprechaun tried to set me up after Cesar Pena admitted it out loud. His voice crackled. He's like, so what? Pedophile. And it was funny as fuck because I was channeling Lucifer and Hades and all types of shit. And fucking his voice cracked. He got hella scared because of the frequencies though. And then he admitted it. And then the Leprechaun calls me pedophile. So I'm just sitting there kind of paranoid, kind of not. Just letting it pass by. I think I said a couple things too. And then I think Cheyenne was over there either hiding in the camp or whatever. And they try to put it on me when Cesar just admitted it to the whole camp. And then I'm 10 years abstinent. 2026 is when I lose my abstinence. Unless I meet a virgin that's on Christmas or Christmas Eve and I marry her, Mary Christ Mass, then that's the day. I could think whatever I want in my head and not do goddamn thing and make you look stupid. But this being said, Cesar admitted it. Then later on, Cesar tried to exonerate himself. Right? I went to my Aunt Irma's new house in the apartment complex. Well, obviously everyone knows. And I'm chilling over there. I'm chilling, good, high, whatever. Chilling, good. Nothing, you know what I mean? Keeping it safe, keeping it good. Not reacting, not being violent. None of that. You know what I mean? Keeping my abstinence, keeping everything good. I might think a couple things, but that's just thoughts. You guys all think crazy shit all day long. But I don't ever do anything. Because why? You guys look foolish when you react off thoughts that you shouldn't even be listening to. And then what? You fuck yourself. But anyways, I'm over there. Cesar tries to act like he's not a pedophile. He's out on the balcony talking shit, trying to act like he's not a pedophile. Whole time Pete's in the room with like I heard a little. I first walk in. Irma says Pete's in jail. So that's the first red flag. I'm like thinking like, what the fuck? And then she moves his basket to the back door and all this stuff like he just went to jail. Then I hear Pete in the room hiding or something. And then I hear a little girl's voice saying the Reverend raped me. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I said Pete has a gun. And so Pete looked like he was setting me up. And then Cesar goes onto the balcony and tries to act like he's not a pedophile. And fucking all smoked out and shit, fucking this little girl, probably the same little girl that they be fucking, right? And then you can find the information out from Cheyenne and Leprechaun. If they say they didn't see nobody, then they're covering up for the pedophilia and the pedophile ring that I called out fucking 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago in West Salem Apartments by 7-Eleven. I said there's a pedophile ring and all the stalkers come from Independence, Monmouth area. Prophecy before it ever happened. 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. And it's on YouTube. Prophecies on YouTube. Prophecies on Facebook. To prove that my guy has power. But anyways, I'm over there. So if you ask Cheyenne or Jason, if they see anything, and they say no, they're either lying or covering up for the activities there while serving drugs that are usually roofied with Cesar and Pete. But at Irma's apartment, the first time I went there, I just sat at the table calmly, hearing Cesar trying to exonerate himself as a pedophile while Pete tried to set me up as a fucking rapist while I'm abstinent for 10 years. 10 years, the only begotten son. 10 years, I am your king. And Cesar tried to look stupid on the balcony yelling. I already fucking stepped up to Cesar. So, anyways, before, and he was trying to set me. If Pete was trying to set me up a rapist, they cleared up that whole mess because they knew I called it out, and they knew Pete had a gun, and all this good stuff. So it looked like Pete was holding a girl at gunpoint and trying to set me up, which he's a dumbass. Then they were playing speaker frequencies, trying to make it sound like I was hearing voices on Bluetooth. And then Cesar's on the balcony acting stupid with a woman downstairs, trying to act like not a pedophile. And he's the whole time he's a pedophile that was fucking a little girl while roofing her and taking advantage of her. It's one thing to be with a consensual woman. You're getting high, you're drinking, and she already knows what she's getting into. It's another thing to go get her high already with meth is already a red flag. Then you roofie her? You probably don't even need to roofie the girl because she's going to be up on fucking meth, which makes you already sexually aroused. So you already look like a super rapist. But this is all before I came to this establishment. But then when I lived in this establishment, he came over to the balcony under Irma's house, harassing me and yelling at me. And Pete tried to set me up while having a gun and all I heard from the room was the reverend's raping me. And the whole time I was in the kitchen chilling. I think I opened the window and the blind so everyone could see me. Everyone over there knows I'm innocent. And then he tried to exonerate himself with Pete because both of them probably fucked the little girl. And you can ask Cheyenne and Jason. Then I leave later on, or what happened? I leave later. I sing on the balcony, all that good stuff. So I always draw attention to myself anyways. So why would I draw attention to me and then go do something bad? And it's not, and I couldn't even technically rape anybody because you're a temple of the Lord. If I tell you as a king of king that you're supposed to lay with me, by constitutional law and biblical context, you're supposed to lay with me. But I don't go out there doing that stupid shit. I could never, ever rape anybody in my life. In my whole entire life. Because it's your duty to lay with me if I call you forth. So not only that is a lie, then I came back here and Cesar, Brandon's parents, were all playing this little mind game trick, trying to say I fucking did this, that, and the other. And Cesar's in there sitting with Serenity. And this is for my safety, so I could speak on whatever I need to. Because I just got threatened by the staff with the 7 on his face. The other guy looked me straight in the eye like he was trying to mug me, but he didn't want to mug me because he had a little fear in his heart. But that's okay. Where fear is, courage rises. And that's where the line of Judah comes in. It's a beautiful thing to have courage. But anyways, Cesar was sitting right there watching a hacked fucking show of Little House on the Prairie, or pre-recorded set for mind games and neurological warfare. Right? He was sitting in the end, Cesar Pena. Then Serenity was sitting right there. And then Daisy was right there in her wheelchair. And I don't know the other lady, but it's Angela's roommate with the glasses. She was sitting right there, right? They were playing all these mind games of all the community coming against me, talking about me. Let me feel in the environment of life actors or the ambience of negative energy, right? Because me and my mom feel energy on a greater level. She's Virgin Mary in the flesh. I'm Christ in the flesh. Reincarnated but born again. And I start talking about God. Cesar loves God severely. That's one thing I could say is he loves God. He may do stupid shit, fuck with you guys, go be a criminal, whatever. But one thing I could tell you is Cesar Pena loves God. When he was losing his mind, he called out to me, God. And that's the only thing that was there for him to save him with his altar in his car. He called out to me to help him. And he became better. But anyways, I start talking about God. I'm sitting at the table next to Angela's roommate. I start talking about God. I see the change in demeanor in Cesar Pena. He starts changing it because I'm talking about God, and it hits his corazón, it hits his heart. And he said, he gets up and he's sitting there. He said it's all the community did it. He said it was the community that did it in front of everybody, and Daisy and Angela's roommate, etc., Serenity. And I start talking about free will and how no one has free will. They only have the will of the Father, because you're servants. No servant on earth has free will. You have thy will of the Father. That's my will. And that's biblical. You're a servant. I'm a king. But anyways, I start speaking that, and then he starts talking about how he did all his time in a juvenile. And I thought I made a funny joke. I was like, you did all your time in a juvenile's blah, blah, blah. And then Serenity got kind of cut me off on the free will part because she didn't want to hear it, but I was speaking truth, and that was fine. You know what I mean? Respect the boundaries. She didn't want to speak at that moment. And then Daisy was right there with her roommate, and she pulled up a commandment. And with Angela's roommate, the glasses girl, older lady with the glasses, and she pulled up a commandment saying she doesn't take me as a prophet, but I'm legally a prophet, federally, statewide, internationally. So whatever you believe or think, it doesn't have no care in the world, because I am whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not, I am your prophet, your God, your Christ. Whether you like it or not, that's just the way it is. Nowhere in the Bible it says servants of the Lord get to pick their Christ and God. That sounds retarded. If we let you pick, you'd pick your fucking drug dealer down the street that fucking rapes kids. But anyways, she's pulling up a commandment, very respectful, even though I felt the energy and the ambiance of negativity there. And it told me she didn't accept me as a prophet, and it's not her choice. Anyways, then later on, Brandon's dad, the one that wearing the weeping angel shirts, the weeping one is Jesus Christ. That's me. But I don't only weep. I'm the archangel of all fucking things, of war, death, life. You know I pray to death, right? You know I pray to Santa Muerte. I have a silver pendant for death of the betrayer on my chest over my heart. So the betrayer would always fail before death, and you would die. Just like the airplanes in January, just like the fucking jet in February, just like the 4 people that got manslaughtered a couple months ago in Salem, just like the fucking 16-year-old who just got a car crash after they tried to set me up at Main Street Park with the little girls. Again, they didn't even try to set me up, they just tried to seduce me. But anyways, that being said, Cesar and Pete tried to exonerate themselves and set me up, which I was tripping out sitting there. The only thing is, it looked like a setup because Irma told me he was in jail as soon as I walked in. He was hiding in the room smoking with a little girl. Probably the same little girl. So if you catch, and then Brandon told me that Leprechaun gave him the camp, so I assume Brandon and his 2 parents were at the camp too, seeing these same activities happen. And then when I was here in the kitchen, Brandon's mom was right there playing little fucking pedophile videos or whatever. His dad was cooking. Dad's always nice and offers food, right? Real respectful until they're not. And they try to call me a name, but they always call me away from it. Call me when you're at fucking fist fucking length, you know what I mean? Call me something. The last person that called me a chomo, I stabbed in the fucking leg. And the police took the knife. You can ask Salem PD. You can ask fucking sheriff's office. They have the knife, beat it in like a fucking indigenous knife. Green and red. Christmas time, baby. Anyways, because they try to set me up too with some 18th Streeters. And you guys know 18th Street, right? Anyways, so Brandon's dad was walking away. He was already at the end of the hallway while I'm in the kitchen. And he said something, right? Then we corrected it. Cesar kind of corrected it in front of all you guys. And then he kind of said, you're not this, da-da-da-da-da, Brandon's dad. The next time he came in all mad, cross-armed, I was sitting with my mom. He was leaning on camera. He was leaning on the counter, crossed his arms, looking like he was going to be violent against me. And I just sat there ready to wait. And then Brandon came to assist his father, putting the whole establishment looking like you guys are attacking me with the staff and the people. Which you could lose your job. I mean, that's not a big deal, but not only that, you could go to jail for organized crime. That's why I don't do nothing and I sit back and let you run your mouth. Because I can never go to jail. Federally, internationally, or statewide, countywide. Never. I already invoked my rights in the Marion County, the feds, Homeland Security, CIA, etc. All invoked rights. I can never go to jail. I'm the only one that's without sin. He who is without sin cast the first stone. Means that I'm able to kill you and not get no consequences or repercussions by law in the state of Oregon. Fernando Xavier Martinez versus the state of Oregon. And you're not allowed to attack me. You lift a hand, a word, a weapon against me, you go to jail for life before you even attack. This is my rights. I'm a king. True king of kings on earth. And it sounds ridiculous, but that's the way it is. But anyways, now you got the whole story of correlations of me traveling these lands and these realms and them trying to set me up. Let alone trying to set me up for drugs and roofies prior to the case. And if you catch Cheyenne or Jason Leprechaun, they might tell you. If they don't tell you, well, then they're hiding the fact that they're part of it. And so that being said, that now you know. The next time I went to my aunt's house, it sounded like someone was in the closet, and I was kind of paranoid. But nothing really happened because I was recording and watching things. I got videos of my sister too, just a couple of things. Just she was nodding out because they were hitting her with frequencies, and they were trying to roofie us with frequencies and stuff. So I took a couple of videos and explained it to exonerate my sister, because Jason Diltz one time tried to say, oh, your sister was here, and he's trying to put the roofies on my sister. But Jason and Scotty, they plant roofies in your meth. Scotty Whitfield, which is a friend of mine or an associate that I can kind of trust, but not all the way trust. He has a good heart too, but he likes to get around people and turn the other way. So Scotty Whitfield fucking roofies the meth because I purchased from him, and he had put roofies in it. I also caught him trying to smoke with my sister after I warned him not to put it in there, and he looked at me and he was like nervous because he knew that he roofied the pipe, and then he tried to smoke with my sister a long time ago. So all these people that you work with, Cesar, Pete, Scotty Whitfield, Cesar Pena, Pete the Islander, they all roofie your meth. Then I assumed that the people down at Main Street, when they first tried to send me to the bathroom, they said, go to the bathroom. They were all wearing black sweaters. They're all fucking pedophiles. The ones over here next door, the ones over here next door, you'll see them around. And then they're a pedophile ring I predicted in West Salem before I even knew I was moving here. And so that being said, when I went over there, I was looking around trying to see what's going on and chilling. Nothing ever really goes on besides the neighbor that hangs out with Cesar tries to say something. Pete tries to set me up, or try. Now he's just trying to play mind games, trying to like make me scared. But nonetheless, all their shit has been called out in lies. And if you cover for them, well, you're part of the ring, man. So now you know. And now you know Cesar tried to set me up that day with Pete, and the first time I went to my aunt's. And then he debunked it the same day in front of Serenity, Angela's fucking roommate, and Daisy. He said it's the community. And then Brandon's dad tried to call out the same thing, and then he walked away. They always walk away, way far away from me. And then they say something, and then he said, "Well, you're not this." And then he tried to promote violence by posting up against the counter, and then his son came, Brandon, promote violence against me while exposing these weirdos while they lived at the camp. If they didn't see nothing at the camp, they were part of it. But anyways, that goes for Jason, Cheyenne, Brandon's parents. Brandon didn't even want to look at me for a couple of days because he knew that he was just protecting his family and that I didn't do shit. So he didn't want to look at me or maintain eye contact. He had guilt on his heart when I profiled him. He didn't want to look at me. So, yeah, and even when he walked in to protect his dad, he didn't want to look my way. He was just there to help his dad, which is honorable in a way, but not honorable at all, deciding the things that you guys are portraying. These are all the things you protect when you attack me. Staff protect you guys. Police protect you guys. Police try to set me up too. Let me get on that story next. But anyways, I got them working with the neighbors and frequencies before trying to make me look crazy as soon as I moved here. Your mama PD is crooked as a motherfucker. And that's facts. That's not me just saying it. That's not just another person saying it. This is what I came to earth to do. Father of the nations is a prophet over all government agencies. From CIA down to DHS, I'm their superior officer. Anyways, now you know when you try to attack me, you upheld these tweaker criminals that do pedophilia, and they also do hacking and pedophilia on the internet, some of them, and that's Brando and the other people, and etc. So now you know, you may not care, but don't attack me for these motherfuckers. Abba Santa Muerte, in the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, blessed be me, my family, and all that come for me, and all who have vouched for me and knew the truth, and thankful for you guys. Because it has nothing to do with you guys. You guys have been great help amongst your kids watching over us, and your kids vouching and say nothing happened and telling the truth. I'm thankful for each and every one of you, and hopefully one day whether you like me or not, I give thanks that some people may not even have liked me at all, and they still would tell the truth, like some neighbors, some things of that nature, and I give thanks for you guys. Death upon my enemies, 7 gang, Sire 7 official. But anyways, this is the life story. This is all facts. The speculations are a little minimal of them being in the tent, them hiding in the room, which that's not really speculation because I heard them after they told me they were in jail, which is kind of a stupid setup. Must have been high as a motherfucker. I walk in, they tell me they're in jail, and then they hide in the room trying to set me up for rape. What the fuck going on? Like, how stupid could you be? All I gotta do is look up the fucking roster. Well, you were in jail this day? No siree, Bob. Anyways, watch out for those people that live across the street, the Main Street Park, and the gray apartments that just got painted. They roofie people too, and they break their pipes and give no fucks. I posted the story on Facebook, and I posted the story on YouTube. So the YouTube link is on Facebook. You can check it out. These are factuals, very minimal speculation, and these are all facts. So if you catch any of these people telling you otherwise, well, they're just working in a pedophile ring with the hackers. And the motherfucker hackers hack your phone. You guys got hacking here. You guys got hacking. You guys know when I scroll my Instagram, it sounds fucking weird, right? That guy was probably listening to my fucking phone when I was scrolling Instagram. He walked by me outside. He said, "You smell good." That was the same day the girl stalked me from the park, and they were all at the park trying to fucking suck me off and fucking flirt with me, and I was just ignoring them. And I was by the water fountain in the Main Street Park, and I walked this way. I sit right here. They started stalking me, a little boy and a little girl, and she tried to offer me an 8-ball. And she's like, "Oh, I got an 8-ball, and you have a big pipe." And she was trying to be funny because I say beep all the time, like for my penis and for my glass pipes. And I was like, "I got a big beep on," you know what I mean? And I was just fucking be funny, right? And so she tried to flirt with me. She's a little middle school girl. She was like, I got an 8 ball, and you got a big pipa. And then she was with a little kid over there, and she was with the grown man that lives right here next door on that side by the bike area. But anyways, I'll make another video on that. This is all the factuals of what happened. I keep my mouth shut. I let you fuck up, and then whap, fuck y'all.